In the distant northern lands, where the skies painted themselves in hues of shimmering green and gold during long winter nights, lay the ancient kingdom of Frosthaven. This land was known for its eternal snowfields and crystal forests, but its true wonder was the fabled crown of winter's light, a magical artifact said to hold the power of the Aurora Borealis itself. The crown was more than a symbol of rule, it was the source of warmth and light that shielded Frosthaven from the unyielding cold. Legend claimed it was crafted eons ago by the Winter Elders, ethereal beings who weaved starlight and snow into its form. The crown could only be wielded by a ruler with a heart pure enough to channel its magic. But the crown had been lost for generations. One frosty evening, under a sky alive with dancing lights, a young orphan named Kael watched from the window of the Frosthaven orphanage. Kael had always been different. While others dreaded the biting cold, he found comfort in it. Snowflakes seemed to linger on his skin, glistening as if reluctant to melt. On this particular night, the auroras burned brighter than ever before, and a mysterious voice whispered through the wind, "Kael, the crown awaits. Seek the frost flame." Kael's heart raced. He had heard tales of the frost flame, a mythical beacon said to guide those destined to restore Frosthaven. The elders dismissed it as a fairy tale, but Kael felt a pull he couldn't ignore. Armed with only a worn scarf and an old lantern, Kael set out into the night. His journey led him through towering ice caverns and across frozen rivers that glittered like shattered glass under the auroras. Deep within the crystal forest, Kael encountered the first of the crown's guardians, a majestic snow stag with antlers that shimmered like moonlight. The stag's voice echoed in Kael's mind. "To proceed, prove your courage. Beyond lies the abyss of echoes, where shadows test the brave. Will you face your fears?" Kael's hands trembled, but he nodded. As he stepped into the abyss of echoes, dark figures formed around him, whispering his doubts and fears. He gripped his lantern tightly, focusing on its warm light. "I may be small, but I am not afraid," he declared. The shadows dissipated, and the snow stag bowed, allowing Kael to pass. Kael eventually reached the frost flame, a pale blue fire swirling in an ancient brazier atop a mountain peak. As he approached, the flame surged, and a voice spoke. "To claim the crown of winter's light, you must prove your heart's purity. What do you seek, Kael?" Kael thought of the children shivering in the orphanage, of the frost creeping closer to Frosthaven's villages, and of the beauty of the auroras he wished to protect. "I seek to bring warmth and hope to my people," he said. The frost flame flared brilliantly, revealing a hidden passage leading into the heart of the mountain. There, on a pedestal of ice, rested the crown of winter's light. Its crystalline design glowed faintly, pulsing with the colors of the aurora. As Kael placed the crown on his head, a surge of warmth and light enveloped him. The auroras outside grew brighter, spreading their glow across Frosthaven. The perpetual cold began to ease, and the once dormant lands stirred with life. When Kael returned to the village, the people stared in awe. The crown shone on his head, and its light reflected in his eyes. Though young, Kael had proven himself worthy to rule Frosthaven. Under his guidance, the kingdom flourished. The eternal winter softened, and the auroras became a symbol of hope rather than survival. Kael's name was etched into the annals of Frosthaven's history as the boy who answered the call of the frost flame and returned the crown of winter's light. And so, the legend of Kael and the crown lived on, a tale of bravery, selflessness, and the magic that lies within a pure heart, a story told under the glowing skies of Frosthaven for generations to come.